This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show.
YouTube, what is up? I'm your homeboy Josh, back at you, and today we're taking a look at the Alphafox Mini Bolt. This device comes in the absolute weirdest packaging that I've ever seen, and I kind of love it for how odd this packaging is. What is going on with this box, man? It is the most ridiculous, insane box that I've ever seen ever. I mean, what do you have going on here? Lightning bolts going on all around him. You got these creepy cutout eyes, the lightning bolts for ears. Some motherfucking Power Rangers, man. It looks like the Power Rangers. It's morphin' time. What the hell is going on with this box? It's just so, it's out there, man. What is happening here? It's the strangest packaging that I've ever seen. It starts out simple enough. On the back, you've got some specs. Variable wattage up to 52 watts. 52, I shit you not. 5 watts to 52 watts. You know, temperature control, 212 Fahrenheit to 572, Celsius 100 to 300. It'll fire down to 0.1 ohms on up to 3 ohms. This is very much like the other Alphafox device that we took a look at, the Nine Tails. The menu system is very similar, where you've got, you know, your variable wattage, and then you've got weird modes like taste, where you have like this sort of weird wattage curve kind of thing going on. You've got TCR functions, you've got TFR functions, which is kind of like a weird temperature control curve kind of thing. It's a lot going on. Me, you know me, I just stick to wattage. What's interesting about this device is that, well, it's a mini mod that comes with everything. And I mean everything, which means you get your mod, which is, you know, a mini mod. It's a teeny tiny little mod, and you get a tank along with it. Kind of like a little mini mod and tank kind of kit. Oh yeah, it also comes with a battery. It is an 18500 3.7 volt 1300 mAh IMR battery. It says that its discharge current is 18 amps. It doesn't say if that's pulse or what, so do with that what you will too. On the box, it says that the output peak current is 15 amps. And it's got a label on here from a company called Meng, M-E-N-G. Meng? Like, what's up, Meng? What's happening, Meng? What up, Meng? Got some venting on the bottom, thumbs up. I will say that I love that it has a changeable battery. I think it's long overdue that we see more mini mods with changeable batteries. There's no reason not to do that. That's the big win for me on this device, is the changeable battery. I wish the battery it came with had a better label with some more informative specs on there. That would be nice. I don't know if I would trust this battery with, you know, I'd stick to the southerly side of that 18 amp rating if it were me. On the inside of the door, it's kind of black and kind of hard to read, but it does say that your positive goes up, your negative goes down. The battery, when it's in here, is nice and secure. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's good and tight, the battery. But it's not so tight that I feel like it's gonna shred the wrapping on the battery prematurely. Good tolerance is there. I wish I could say the same thing for the door, because the door, though magnetized at 4 points, has some serious rattle. Serious rattle, man. That is just, it's a lot of rattle, not very secure back cover at all. Honestly, the mod as a whole feels very plasticky, is what it feels like. It feels cheap. The mod as a whole feels cheap, guys. I like the idea of it coming with everything. I'm not even done. I mean, it still comes with, you know, a baggie of extras for the tank. You know, you get some extra O-rings, you get some extra screws, you get cotton. Yeah, you get cotton, a coil in there, you know, a China coil, so I didn't really use it. You've got a spare tank for your topper. The only thing you're missing is juice. 5 clicks on, it says Alphafox when you boot it on up, and it's got the same layout as the Nine Tails mod had. Down to the smiley face at the bottom right corner. That smiley face, it's just so creepy and smiling there for no fucking reason. Like, what the fuck is he there for, man? He's just creepy. I mean, overall, the display feels very busy. I mean, the smiley face, like I said, there for no reason. The battery meter next to it, the bottom left, these lines that separate out the wattage display, ohms, the puff counter, the seconds that you're vaping for, the volts, and the mode at the top. I mean, it's one of the busier displays out there, especially for a mini mod. That's a lot going on a mini mod display. Do I really need all those features in this? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a lot of menus. It's a lot of busyness. The one thing that I really like about it is how it moves from one screen to the next like this. I think that's really, really cool, the way it moves from one screen to the next. One thing that's interesting about it, in the other modes, the smiley face is still there in NI200, but in the taste mode, you know, you've got P1, because, you know, you're moving through these cycles of P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 when you're in that taste mode. I demoed it on the Ninetales mod. I'm not going to demo the mode on this mod. That's just too much work to set it up again, and it's not a feature that I use. TCR M1 and TFR M1, you've got this little wrench there to show you that they're really, you know, customizable sorts of menus. What about the tank? How's the tank working? Got a standard 510 drip tip. You can use all your standard drip tips in here, but the drip tip it comes with is pretty comfortable. I gotta give it some points because refill the juice is incredibly easy to open, incredibly easy to open. And the reason for that is like this little ridge at the top, and how after it ridges out, it comes in. It's like the meat of your fingers really sink into that bit of space that's created from the top and the bottom of the fill cap just jutting out a bit like that. It's actually really, really easy. Nice, generous fill area as well. I wish I could say the same thing for the bottom. I really like how there's a base to it. I bitched about it with the Merlin review, how too many toppers these days, there's no base below the airflow adjustment ring, and it makes it harder to adjust them without taking them off the mod. Problem is, this one has no knurling. I feel like if they replicated the same thing that they have going on up top with the juice cap there, if they could do the same thing on the bottom and have some kind of cutaway there where the meat of my fingers can sink in, that would be really cool. That's some of the most efficient knurling up top that I've ever come across. It's like, it's just effortlessly. Just now, I just put my fingers on it to do that, and it's opening. Effortless to open this. Buttery smooth. Really, really nice opening and closing the top. I love it. I wish the airflow at the bottom was as easy to adjust. The deck is very much like a Serpent Mini sort of coil art Mage RTA sort of deck, where it's got this sort of wire trap coming in from the sides, and it's made for a single coil going over this big bit of airflow in the middle. It's actually a pretty good topper, almost a pretty good topper. I should mention there was this bit of stuff inside the airflow. There's a weird bit of stuff in there. Coming in on the close-up, and I was going to show you guys how the airflow works. It's kind of cool because the airflow comes in through the sides over here, and the way it travels to this middle chamber is kind of cool. There's 4 little airflow holes in there that the air travels into, and then up through this giant middle chamber. And it was kind of cool, and I was showing you guys that, and then I noticed there's like this stuff down on one of the airflow holes, and I don't know what it was. It looked like, I don't know, a bit of glue or a bit of scraping of something. I don't know, but it looked a little weird. I kept looking at it, I'm like, is that supposed to be there? Is that supposed to be, is that glued down? Is it glue? Is it supposed to be there for something? Is it insulation? I couldn't figure it out, and the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, that just doesn't belong there. So I grabbed my tweezers and I yanked it out, and it was like this, I don't know. It just looked like a scraping, a shaving of something, but it weirded me out. What if I hadn't taken that out and I'd taken a nice deep inhale and that shit had went in my fucking mouth? I probably would have been pretty grossed out. I was pretty grossed out, you know, taking it out of the airflow system like that. I was not a fan of finding that in there. If you hook yourself up with one of these devices, if you like what you see and you decide to buy one, maybe take a magnifying glass to it, wash it out really good first. That's all I gotta say. What I decided to throw in here was some leftover, well, I had some leftover staggered Clapton from when I was failing miserably trying to make the staggered fuse Clapton the other day before I put out the video with the trick, because, you know, I'd forgotten to loosen up the wire because it was handy. Rolled it on up and put it on in here. The thing about setting up a coil for this device is the way that the posts are oriented. You can't wrap the coil right hand over left hand like this away from you. The way I always build it is, you know, wrapping the coil away from me like this with my right hand. It's how I normally build. This one, you have to build the opposite way, wrapping your hand toward you. Reason is the way that the posts are set up. Wrapping it the standard way, the wire is not going to line up properly with the posts. You have to build this one in reverse to what you're used to building with generally. Other than that, kind of goes off without a hitch. It's a really easy build once you have it reverse wrapped when you're setting up the coil. All told, it ohms out at about 0.8 ohms, and I vape at about 25 watts. Yeah, I know, that's kind of low for me, I know. I wish that some things about it were a little bit cleaner. I wish that some things about it were, you know, a little bit more refined. I wish that the materials were a little bit more premium. I sure as hell wish that the door wasn't doing that. But for the most part, it works for what it is. If you're in the market for a cheapo mini mod kind of thing that comes with everything, tank and all, and extras, I mean, it's straight, is what it is. It's straight for the money. The vape experience on it ain't bad at all. It's good flavor, really good flavor. I'm vaping on some of the blackberry marmalade that Elevate sent on over. Getting all the blackberry notes in there with just that, you know, Clapton coil, staggered Clapton coil in there. It's a tasty vape, and that is actually all the way open. What say we close it down about halfway, a little more than halfway. What's nice about vaping at that 25 watts is you can take those really long pulls. Like I can chill with that vape. It's a nice, relaxing kind of vape, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a high wattage vapor generally. I like my clouds, I like my flavor, and I like them in a lot of volume, I really do. But every now and again, something like that, 25 watts, a tighter draw, it's nice every once in a while. Yeah, so you can close it down to about 1/4 of the way. Warm that vapor up a little bit because of the restrictive draw. It's like a restrictive lung hit kind of thing. Yeah, it's tasty vape. Open up wide. Maybe I'll turn this one up to about 30 watts or so. Not bad at all, man. Not bad at all. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the mini mods personally. I might grab one when I'm walking the dog, just something to throw in my pocket, whatever. But, you know, it does what it's supposed to do. You know, it disappears in the hand. It's a stealth vape if you're looking for something like that. It's tiny, it's teeny. But what is nice is that it's a mini mod with a changeable 18500. So if you're running low on battery, you can just pop that out, pop a fresh battery in, and you're good to go. That is the single greatest feature of this device, if you ask me. Makes this a viable option for me if I wanted to have something like this with me all day long. Something like this, the Zoom, something like the Mini Volt, something like the Nugget, it's not a viable option for all day. Finally, there's a mini mod on the market that can be used all day long with changeable 18500 batteries. That's pretty straight. Anyway, till next time, I'm your homeboy Josh. Vape on, vapors.